Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Dishwasher. In the previous chapter, we mentioned that the Straw Hat crew said goodbye to Fishman Island and entered the New World. They received a distress call from Punk Hazard and decided to investigate the island. On the other side, Smoker intercepted the call and ordered his subordinates to follow the crew. He is now a Vice Admiral of the G5 Marine Branch and plans to head to Punk Hazard. Meanwhile, facing the island covered in flames, Luffy, Zoro, Robin, and Usopp proceeded forward. They encountered a large red dragon, and Zoro and Luffy managed to defeat it successfully. However, Nami and the remaining 5 members on the Sunny were rendered unconscious by a mysterious organization. On the island, Luffy discovered a talking lower half of a body. With it, they headed to the frigid region at the other end of the island. Back with Nami, the 4 of them were kidnapped and taken to a research facility, while Brook was left behind and unnoticed by the mysterious organization. In the prison of the research facility, Nami and the others saw the severed head of Kinemon. It turned out that Kinemon was severed into pieces by Law's ability, but he wouldn't die. Kinemon is from the Wano country, and his purpose for this journey is to rescue his son. Later, Frankie used a cannonball to break through the prison, and the group made their escape. On the way, they arrived at a children's room where the kids were all extremely large, obviously not ordinary. On the other side, Smoker also arrived at the Frozen Fire Island, Punk Hazard. It turns out that 2 years ago, Akainu and Akiji battled here for 10 days and 10 nights, causing the island to become what it is now. Nami's side, the children revealed their past. Many years ago, the people from the research facility told the children's parents that they were seriously ill. As a result, the children were brought to the facility for treatment, but in reality, they were subjected to experiments. Meanwhile, the owner of the research facility, Caesar, wants to drive away Smoker and the Marines. Law also appeared here, offering his help. Currently, Law has become one of the 7 warlords of the sea, and his strength has improved significantly. At this moment, Nami and the others arrived with the children. Suddenly, Law used his room ability to control everyone and exchanged their hearts. Nami's heart ended up in Frankie, Frankie's heart in Chopper, Chopper's heart in Sanji, and Sanji's heart ended up in Nami, quite enticing. Later, Law emerged victorious in battles against a group of Marines and Smoker, showcasing his impressive strength. He even managed to take Smoker's heart, demonstrating his prowess. On the other side, the Straw Hat crew successfully reunited with Brook and encountered the Brownbeard Pirates, a group of half-human, half-beast pirates. Luffy skillfully tamed Brownbeard, making him a free laborer. Subsequently, Luffy came across Law, Nami, and the others. However, Law, with his last bit of pride, ignored Luffy and departed quietly after exchanging Smoker and Tashiji's hearts. Following this, the Straw Hat crew shared some vital information. It was revealed that Kinemon had come to the island to rescue his son, and he had injured the Brownbeard pirates but was ultimately defeated by Law. Brownbeard was the one who sent the earlier distress signal. The island used to be Vegapunk's laboratory, which was destroyed and contaminated after a failed experiment. Later, Caesar, Vegapunk's former colleague, and Law arrived on the scene. Caesar used his abilities to rescue the trapped members of the Brownbeard pirates, earning him the title of a savior and giving him authority over the crew. The dragon they encountered earlier turned out to be an artificial creation of Vegapunk. Meanwhile, Smoker exposed the truth about the child kidnapping case and revealed Caesar's role in the failed experiment. It was discovered that Caesar was the mastermind behind the whole Savior Act, with the aim of conducting even more dangerous experiments on the island. Simultaneously, the Straw Hat crew split up to investigate the island. Zoro, Sanji, and Brook set out to find Kinemon's upper body. Meanwhile, Chopper, who stayed behind, made a significant discovery. He found out that the candy the children had consumed was, in fact, a drug, and their giant transformations were side effects of the drug. The children's insatiable desire for candy caused them to go berserk, displaying immense strength and brutality. Fortunately, Usopp used pollen to hypnotize them, temporarily calming the unrest. Later, Nami and Chopper remained behind to care for the children, while Luffy and the rest embarked on a mission to settle the score with Caesar. Following a series of prolonged events, Law reappeared and proposed an alliance with Luffy to challenge one of the 4 emperors, Kaido. In the New World, survival options were limited to either submitting to the 4 emperors or challenging them. Upon hearing this, Luffy eagerly accepted, and thus, the Luffy-Law alliance was formed. As a gesture of goodwill, Law returned the hearts he had previously stolen from everyone. However, since Sanji was absent at the moment, Nami had to temporarily inhabit his body. Next, Law revealed that they were in Caesar's hideout. Caesar, who had a bounty of 300 million berries, possessed the power of the gas fruit, and his cruel experiments were responsible for turning the children into giants. Law and Chopper then set out to investigate the drug's ingredients used by Caesar. Meanwhile, at Caesar's location, he released a massive poison gas bomb called Slime and found Luffy and Smoker engaged in a battle. Caesar then sucked the surrounding area of oxygen, rendering Luffy and his comrades unconscious and defenseless. Meanwhile, at Sanji's location, he leaped into the sea and discovered Kinemon's body. Kinemon was completely restored and was moved to tears. Together, they set out to rescue Kinemon's son. Kinemon utilized his flame-cutting sword technique to defeat the small slimes that surrounded them. On another front, Law created a diversion to distract Caesar's accomplice, Monet, allowing Chopper the chance to uncover the truth behind the drugs. However, Law encountered Virgo, who had taken his heart captive, and was subsequently captured. It was revealed that Law had exchanged hearts with Monet to gain Caesar's trust. Moreover, Caesar, Virgo, and Monet were all subordinates of Joker, Don Quixote da Flamingo. Virgo was also the head of the G5 Marine branch, operating undercover as part of Joker's plan within the Marines. Upon waking, the children fell back into madness. Nami and Usopp, who were looking after them, were unable to handle the awakened children. At this moment, Caesar appeared and manipulated the oxygen, controlling Nami and Usopp. He ordered the children to kill Nami, threatening to withhold candy if they refused. In this critical situation, Brownbeard recognized Caesar's true face of evil and fought back. Though he was no match for Caesar, it provided Nami and Usopp with the opportunity to escape. Afterward, Caesar took the children back to the biscuit room and live-streamed his deadly gas weapon to the underground bosses of the New World. His intention was to use the poison gas to eliminate the Straw Hat crew, the 7 warlords of the sea, and the Marines, aiming to gain recognition from the bosses through the live video. Meanwhile, in another part of the New World, Kid saw Luffy and Law during the live stream and decided to approach Hawkins and Apu to discuss forming an alliance. On Luffy's side, they found themselves trapped with Law in the gas-filled Death Country. At this crucial moment, Law unlocked the Seastone shackles that he had previously swapped, saving everyone and retrieving Smoker and Tashiji's hearts. After some twists and turns, they all managed to return to the research facility base just in time to evade the poison gas. Later, Law helped Sanji and Nami switch back their hearts, with Sanji expressing special regret. Only one concealed passage leads to the sea, providing an escape route. As a result, the group split up and made preparations to flee and capture Caesar. On the opposite side, Chopper acquired the blueprint of the drug and managed to obtain some sedatives. With this, Chopper devised a plan to rescue the children and free them from the drug's effects. Meanwhile, Caesar also got wind of the Straw Hat crew's escape plan. Driven by his insane desire for live-streaming success, he injected poison gas into the research facility. On the other hand, Tashiji encountered Virgo while attempting to escape. Virgo's strength was extraordinary, and with just one encounter, Tashiji and the other Marines were easily defeated. Fortunately, Sanji, who happened to pass by, came to Tashiji's rescue. Soon after, Sanji and Virgo engaged in a fierce battle. Surprisingly, the 2 years of training had left Sanji's bones somewhat brittle, and Virgo gained the upper hand, breaking Sanji's leg bone with a single kick. Meanwhile, Luffy confronted Caesar and immediately launched a fierce attack. The power difference between them was immense, and Luffy completely overwhelmed Caesar. However, just as Luffy was about to defeat him, Monet, using the power of the Snow fruit, held Luffy back. On another front, Law arrived at the sad artificial devil fruit production room. Virgo discovered Law's actions and hurriedly disengaged from Sanji to head to the production room. Along the way, he reported to Doflamingo about Law's betrayal. It turned out that Law used to be one of Doflamingo's subordinates. As a result, Doflamingo ordered Virgo to eliminate Law, destroy the production room, and bring Caesar back. Chopper, on the other hand, used the sedative to help a little girl named Mocha overcome her drug addiction. He asked Mocha to destroy the candy and informed her of the harm it caused. However, the other children, still suffering from withdrawal symptoms, attacked Chopper, intending to take the candy from him. Inside the sad production room, Virgo and Law faced off. Using Law's heart that he had taken earlier, Virgo gained control over Law, successfully subduing him. Just then, Smoker appeared and joined the confrontation, determined to settle the matter with this traitorous Marine. At the same time, Luffy accidentally fell into an underground garbage dump during the battle. Monet then appeared before the Straw Hat crew and the children. She tried to prevent them from rescuing the children and unleashed a blizzard. At this moment, Luffy encountered Momonosuke, who had inadvertently consumed an artificial devil fruit in the refuse heap. It turned out that Momonosuke was the long-lost son of Kinemon. Previously, Momonosuke had been one of the children and unintentionally ended up in a hidden chamber where he ingested the artificial devil fruit, transforming into a dragon and overhearing Caesar's plan. With Momonosuke's assistance, Luffy successfully escaped from the garbage dump. Determined to find Caesar and put an end to the source of evil, Luffy pressed on. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tashigi and the Marines reached Monet's location. Tashigi ordered the others to evacuate and search for the missing children, while she confronted Monet. However, Tashigi proved to be no match for Monet, suffering severe injuries from a single strike. In this dire situation, a man stepped in. Witnessing Tashigi's pain, Zoro couldn't bear it. He unsheathed his sword and delivered a powerful blow. With a single slash, Zoro cut Monet in half, leaving her terrified. Then, Tashigi dealt the finishing blow from behind, cleaning up the battlefield. Meanwhile, Mocha was still evading the pursuing children. In their frenzied state, the children's strength seemed boundless, and they were closing in on Mocha. To protect the children from further harm, Mocha ingested all the candy. She remembered her promise to return home with everyone and decided to endure the excruciating pain of the lethal drug on her own. Despite her young age, Mocha didn't back down from the heavy pain. At that moment, Mocha spat out blood and collapsed on the ground, enduring unbearable suffering. The children finally realized that the candy was poisonous. Just in time, the Straw Hat crew and the Marines arrived and administered sedatives to the children. With the help of the Marines, Chopper treated Mocha, saving her life. Meanwhile, Luffy escaped from the garbage dump with Momonosuke. He encountered Caesar once again, who revealed the truth about SAD to Luffy. SAD is used to create smile fruits, which are artificial Zoan-type devil fruits. Doflamingo had already struck a deal with Kaido, and under Kaido's command, there were hundreds of artificial devil fruit users. Caesar exploited his connections with Doflamingo and Kaido to act recklessly. However, Luffy wasn't intimidated by Caesar's connections, having faced even more formidable opponents in the past. Without hesitation, Luffy delivered a powerful punch to Caesar, sending the scientific villain flying. Meanwhile, Smoker and Virgo's battle raged on. Virgo's Busashoku Haki proved remarkably strong, putting Smoker at a disadvantage. With Smoker's help, Law retrieved his heart and, in return, delivered a swift and precise strike against Virgo. To everyone's astonishment, Law's single strike split the entire SAD production room and the mountain in two. Meanwhile, Caesar transformed into a poisonous giant and began attacking indiscriminately. In response, Luffy unleashed his Busashoku Haki at full power and used the Grizzly Magnum attack, dealing a heavy blow to Caesar. As a result, Luffy sent Caesar flying far away, incapacitating him. Before his capture, Caesar mistakenly took Monet's heart, believing it was Smoker's. Caesar accidentally killed his own teammate, Monet, and was ultimately apprehended by Luffy. Afterward, everyone escaped the research facility by using the transportation car. Finally, Momonosuke met Kinemon, who had been searching for him. On the other side, Doflamingo dispatched two executives, Baby 5 and Buffalo, to retrieve Caesar, and he himself followed, heading to the battlefield. However, Frankie and Usopp intercepted the executives one after another, thwarting Caesar's escape plan once again and capturing him. After the battle, Law successfully cured the children of their drug addiction, and Tashigi took them away to care for them diligently. An unexpected and rare scene of pirates and marines getting along well, like one big family, appeared on the scene. Then, Luffy bid farewell to the Marines and set sail again, along with Law. At the same time, Law contacted Doflamingo, using Caesar as leverage to threaten him to resign from the 7 warlords of the sea the next day, or else he would kill Caesar. This threat would lead to Kaido, one of the 4 emperors, blaming Doflamingo for the failed trade. Doflamingo was instantly enraged. He personally came to Punk Hazard. However, Luffy was no longer present, only a group of Marines was stationed at the site. Doflamingo then decided to shift his attention to the people present and used his Haoshiku Haki to take down all the Marines, defeating Smoker in the process. Doflamingo grabbed Smoker's neck, ready to kill him out of resentment. Just then, a man suddenly appeared behind Doflamingo.
あらら。ちょっとごめんな、あんちゃん。そこ、どいてくれるか。そいつさ、俺の友達なんだよ。
Unexpectedly, Akiji happened to pass by and intercepted Doflamingo, claiming to rescue his friend. Helpless, Doflamingo could only leave with Baby 5 and Buffalo, filled with resentment. As night fell, the Straw Hat crew prepared to head to Dressrosa. Kinemon and Momonosuke also boarded the Sunny, setting out to find their companions on Dressrosa. Momonosuke even took a bath with Robin, and the scene was very infuriating. After being scolded by Sanji and others, Momonosuke hid in Nami's arms, looking scared and upset, which made everyone feel both angry and desperate. The night swiftly passed. The following day, as anticipated, the newspaper documented Doflamingo's resignation from the 7 warlords of the sea. Simultaneously, the partnerships of Law and Luffy, along with Kid's alliance, were featured in separate articles. Furthermore, Law reached an agreement with Doflamingo to hand over Caesar in Dressrosa. However, Law's true aim was to obliterate the Smile Factory on the island. Meanwhile, at the Marine headquarters, Law was stripped of his 7 warlords of the sea title. The fresh lineup of the 7 warlords included Buggy and Whitebeard Jr., who replaced former members Jinbe and Moria. Akainu also dispatched Admiral Fujitora to investigate Doflamingo. Consequently, a brewing conflict involving multiple parties was on the verge of erupting in Dressrosa, casting a larger shadow over the island. With that, the story of Punk Hazard came to an end, signifying the Straw Hat crew's maiden island adventure in the New World. While their adversaries weren't exceptionally formidable, the events on the island set the stage for numerous future developments, including the storyline from Doflamingo to Kaido. Moreover, the introduction of the Smile Fruit, Wano Country, Law and Luffy's alliance, Kid's alliance, and other elements added further intricacies to the forthcoming narrative. The future is certain to be even more exhilarating. So, what lies ahead for them in the future? We shall discover in the next installment. Thank you all. Goodbye.